All right, guys. I hope everybody's having a really great year so far, and I hope everyone's well and healthy. You know who's not well and healthy? The individual in this story, River Rehnquist. I'm just going to call him Mr. River just to keep it short and sweet. He's going into the year likely without an arm, a left arm. To be exact. So what happened here? What's going on? No, but really, Happy New Year, guys. Warning, extremely graphic. Cops fatally shoot tiger at Florida Zoo who was latched onto man's arm. So I had to blur this out because it's so graphic. But I'm going to play you a clip from the police phone call from this individual, and boy, is it horrifying. But it's less horrifying than the actual video itself. So this guy climbs this 4-foot tall fence, and he gets all up on this right by this enclosure right here. And I don't know. I guess he like pet the tiger, poked it in the face, or I don't know. He fed it like peanuts or a Twinkie or something. And the tiger was not having any of it. And he grabbed his arm and he just tore it up. And he wouldn't let go. I'm surprised the arm wasn't ripped off at any point, because the call went on for like, I don't know, 10 to 12 minutes before the police showed up. Pretty horrifying stuff. So yeah, we're gonna play a clip. Let me just back up really quick. Just to give you a sense of how dire the situation is.
I'm next to it. I'm next to it. Ah,
you're next to it?
Please,
it didn't pull you into the cage?
Come in, turn left. Come in, turn left.
Come in and turn left?
Come in left, first thing at the tiger cage.
Come in and turn left.
Help.
First thing at the tiger cage.
Please help, shoot it. You gotta shoot it. It's gonna eat my... It's it's killing me, please. Please just jump the fence and kill it. It's killing me.
All right, so that's enough of that. So if you ever wanted to hear what it sounds like, to hear somebody get eaten alive, this is what it sounds like. It's not like in the movies or in the video games. It's actually pretty horrific. So yeah, the guy made it. He's fine. He's going into the new year in the hospital. I don't know if they're going to be able to save his arm. Given the amount of damage done, I don't think they're going to be able to salvage it. But, I mean, we'll see with modern medicine and all. So there's been a statement by the Naples Zoo at Caribbean Gardens. There's some grammatical errors here, but I'll do my best. Thank you for your patience through this difficult situation. Our team has been working very closely with the Collier County Sheriff's Office to ensure information has been shared accurately and as timely as possible. It is very sad at Naples Zoo we have lost our Malayan tiger, Eco. He was 8 years old, and he came to Naples in December of 2019. He will be deeply missed, and we sincerely appreciate the love and support of the community as we navigate this difficult time. The decision to close today was made to allow officials to complete their investigation late into the evening. This decision was also made to allow the zoo to begin its own internal investigation and to allow our staff to process what has occurred and to begin the painful healing process. A grief counselor will be available for staff beginning today. We will reopen at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and we thank our community for their understanding and for the messages and words of encouragement and support that have been flowing into us. So there's also been a statement by the Sheriff's County Office. So this is from the actual sheriff himself. Our deputy did everything he could in that situation. He ultimately made the only possible decision he could in order to save the life of this man, said Collier County Sheriff Kevin Rambosk. This was a tragic encounter at our world-class zoo facility. We value our community partnership with the Naples Zoo and their focus on conservation and education. So the aftermath, the tiger Eco retreated to the rear of the enclosure after being struck by a single shot fired by the deputy. A CCSO drone was flown into the enclosure to determine the tiger's injuries, but video from the drone showed that the tiger was unresponsive. A zoo veterinarian tranquilized the tiger and entered the enclosure to assess the animal when it was safe to do so. The veterinarian determined that the tiger had expired from its injuries. When they say expired, they mean died. This thing is dead. It didn't make it. So, what do I think? Mr. River is an idiot. First off, and I know a lot of people are wondering, was a crime here committed? And the answer to that is, I don't think so. And here's why. Mr. River had every right to be in this facility. He was a part of a third-party cleaning service, and he isn't trained specifically to deal with the animals or go into any enclosure or anything of that sort. I don't believe he has any of those skill sets. But he is a maintenance guy. He is a cleanup crew. Clean the bathrooms, clean the offices, take out trash. Keep things clean and orderly and sanitary. Yada yada yada. So he had no business and no right to climb that 4-foot fence and be right next to this enclosure. Doing so, you put yourself at risk. And it's exactly what happened here. Why he put his hands through the thing, I don't know. He will likely not tell anybody. It's in his best interest to keep his mouth shut. I'm sure the zoo already knows what happened because there's cameras everywhere. Go figure. So I'm sure that information will come out soon enough. But no, I don't believe he really committed a crime. If somebody were to be caught climbing that fence, they would likely just get kicked out. And if they refuse to leave, then they go to jail. But usually this is not something somebody would go to jail for or be penalized for in the legal sense. It would just be removed or vacated from the premises. But he did endanger himself. He did act recklessly. And then, of course, his actions resulted in the death of this rare, nearly extinct or pretty much extinct tiger. And there's probably civil damages, civil liability that can be be held over him, to put it lightly. Or the company that he works for might be liable for the damages done to the zoo. So you have this guy hired to do a specific job, only one job, just clean up the toilets, clean up the offices, etc., etc. And he doesn't do that job. He goes and he messes with his tiger, and as a result, the tiger ends up dying because of his actions. Can he be held civilly liable for this? Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what will happen. But I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll turn around and he'll try to place blame on the zoo. The zoo didn't make the facility safe enough. It wasn't abundantly clear enough to Mr. River not to get close to this enclosure and endanger himself and, of course, his animal. Absolutely horrific. Did the cops do anything wrong? And the answer to that is no. If they were interested in saving this man's life, which they were, the only solution was to shoot the tiger in the face. I mean, that's just people have been asking in the comment section, well, why didn't they use a tranquilizer? Where are the tranquilizers? Where are the less lethal options? First off, there are no less lethal options. If they're interested in saving the guy's life, they only have one option: shoot it in the face. Or if they were interested in saving the tiger's life, they could either wait for it to rip the dude's arm completely off, or give up, or yell at it enough, or scare it away, and then you might get lucky. But that was it. I mean, even if let's say they shoot the thing with a tranquilizer, it just isn't possible. In order to tranquilize or sedate an animal like this, you need a certain dosage. That information is incredibly obscure, and the only people that would have that kind of information readily available would be the members of the zoo or like a professional like veterinarian that just knows what to do. That's not the cops' jobs, you guys. They're not going to have tranquilizer darts in their car. They're not equipped to deal with situations like this. It just doesn't happen enough to warrant such a thing. Not only that, even if they did have a tranquilizer and they had the appropriate dosage and they shot it, right where it needs to be shot in order for it to be sedated, you have to wait for this creature to, pass out essentially, and then, it'll stop eventually. But it doesn't work right away. It's not like in the movies. It's not like in the video games. Time was of the essence, and they did what they had to do to save this guy's life. And they did save this guy's life. He's in the hospital, like I said earlier, and I don't know if they're going to be able to save his arm. Just by the looks of it, I don't think so, man. It was pretty grim. It was pretty grim. But this is just the unfortunate reality of responding to cases like this. And it isn't just tigers that police respond like this to, but we have a lot of bears in America, and unfortunately sometimes bears try to get fresh with people, or vice versa. And if a police responds, or if somebody responds and they're interested in preserving life, they have to shoot these animals. That's just that's just the harsh reality of it. Like, I go to the park with my pooches. My dogs are pretty big, they're pretty strong, but they're old now. Now they can't protect me anymore. I have to protect them for the most part. They're really just like watchdogs at this point. They're really not good for much else because they're just so old and frail. But there's a possibility that somebody might have like a pit bull. And pit bulls are much like these tigers. Once they get you, they're not going to let go. you're done. If you have a knife, if you have a gun, you can defend yourself and you can save your life. You can save the life of your pets or whatever. But if you don't, man, you're screwed. I mean, this actually did happen very recently. A mother, she had her arms ripped off. She was torn to pieces by this pit bull, and she died saving her son. So these animals are incredibly unforgiving. People need to seriously understand that. What else do we have here? Yeah, man, Naples Zoo tiger shot and killed after attacking man. Let's see.
I did not expect that. Especially, I mean, I've been to that zoo over a dozen times, and it's just, that's crazy.
NBC2 is on top of breaking news at 11, a tiger attack at the Naples Zoo. Crews rushed a cleaning contractor to the hospital after deputies say he stuck his arm into the enclosure. You're watching the moment he was flown to Lee Memorial Hospital. Thank you for counting on NBC2. I'm Brenna White.
And I'm Peter Bush. The attack happened just before 6:30 tonight when the park was closed. We just learned that the tiger has died. This is video from the Naples Zoo. Echo was a critically endangered Malayan tiger. He was one of less than 200 Malayan tigers left in the world. NBC2's Megan Myers is live outside the zoo. Megan, walk us through how this all happened.
All right. Well, we already know. We already got all the details already. But yeah, man, very unfortunate, very sad. And, I feel like had this individual, Mr. River, watched The Simpsons, things could have turned out a little bit differently.
When you get to be our age, you'll learn a few things. Like when a sign says, "Do not feed the bears," man, you'd better not feed the bears.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Let's go, Brandon. Peace out.